If Neanderthals had not gone extinct around 40,000 years ago and were among us today, the consequences would likely include interspecies conflict and prejudice, new forms of art and technology, increased human genetic diversity, and a dramatically different social and political landscape. This complex coexistence is not a complete fantasy, as evidence shows that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals overlapped in Europe for thousands of years and interbred. Competition and conflict. Despite a common ancestry, a deep divide could exist between modern Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, based on historical and biological factors. Genetic bias. Studies show humans are hardwired to be biased against those perceived as different. The distinct facial features and stockier, more muscular physique of Neanderthals would likely trigger the fear region of the Homo sapiens brain, leading to discrimination. Resource competition. While no evidence of systematic genocide exists, clashes over resources would be inevitable. In the past, Homo sapiens had an advantage with more advanced projectile weapons like bows and arrows. In a modern context, this could escalate to conflict over territory, jobs, and social status. A historical precedent for prejudice. Historically, Homo sapiens have demonstrated a long and brutal history of violence and subjugation toward their own, suggesting that a non-sapiens human species would face severe prejudice. Neanderthals might be treated as a lesser species, potentially facing exploitation or enslavement. A complex biological and cultural dynamic. The two species' distinct evolutionary paths could lead to both cultural exchange and biological challenges. Distinct physical abilities. Neanderthals were generally shorter and stockier, with truncated legs that made them powerful sprinters but poor long-distance runners. This could lead to a unique dynamic in sports, with separate athletic divisions and specialized strengths. A new genetic landscape. The interbreeding that occurred in the past would become more widespread, leading to a much larger population of hybrids. For humans, this has already provided adaptive genes for traits like immunity and skin pigmentation. In a modern world, this could result in an even wider array of human physical diversity. Hybrid infertility. The low prevalence of Neanderthal DNA on the human X chromosome and the total absence of the Neanderthal Y chromosome suggest potential issues with hybrid fertility. Following Haldane's rule, male hybrids might have been infertile, while female hybrids could have been fertile. This biological incompatibility could make it harder for Neanderthals to maintain their own population size, leading to their eventual genetic absorption. Differing cognition. While Neanderthals had larger brains on average, the organization was different, with smaller parietal lobes and cerebellum. This might have affected their cognitive abilities related to creativity, social behavior, and conceptualization. A world transformed by a parallel humanity. The presence of Neanderthals would have fundamentally altered the course of history and technology, parallel artistic and technological advancements. Neanderthals were not primitive brutes but skilled toolmakers with their own innovations, such as the distinct Levallois flaking technique. Had they survived, their unique intellectual and physical traits could have sparked new artistic movements and created a unique array of technologies. A counter to modern ills? In a hypothetical scenario, the presence of a distinct other could have surprisingly led to less racism and xenophobia within the Homo sapiens population, as our collective biases might be focused outward. What happened to the Neanderthals? The what-if scenario exists because a combination of factors pushed the Neanderthals to extinction, rather than one single event. Environmental factors. Rapid climate shifts created intensely cold and dry conditions across Europe, stressing Neanderthal populations that were already dwindling and scattered. Competition and population size. Homo sapiens had larger social networks, potentially more efficient division of labor, and higher population densities. This gave our species a demographic and competitive advantage over the smaller, more isolated Neanderthal groups. Disease. When Homo sapiens migrated out of Africa, they likely brought new diseases to which Neanderthals had no immunity. This could have had a devastating effect, similar to how Old World diseases decimated Native American populations. Assimilation. The extinction was not a single event but a gradual absorption. As Neanderthal populations dwindled, interbreeding with the more numerous Homo sapiens could have caused a dilution effect, where Neanderthal genetic material was eventually absorbed into the larger human gene pool. In this alternate reality, communities would likely grapple with a profound understanding of diversity, where Neanderthal culture enriches human experience. Across urban centers, art districts would flourish, showcasing innovative sculptures and paintings created from both Homo sapiens and Neanderthal perspectives, melding intuition with analytical thinking. Imagine museums dedicated not just to human history, but to the intertwined legacies of two intelligent lineages living side by side, fostering dialogues on identity and coexistence. Daily life would reflect borrowing and blending, From cuisine that combines primal hunting techniques with modern agricultural practices, to performances that articulate the shared stories of humanity through dance and music. The awareness of both species' unique heritages influences how children learn about their ancestry, creating a narrative that celebrates rich lineage and shared triumphs. Tensions could still simmer beneath the surface, particularly as differing beliefs about family structures emerge. Homo sapiens might favor nuclear families while Neanderthals could maintain strong kinship ties that emphasize extended family networks. In this world, social events would serve as both celebration and contention, where disputes over child-rearing philosophies kindle heated discussions among neighbors. Educational institutions would likely adapt to include teachings on the varied customs of each species, with curriculum fostering respect intertwined with cultural pride, highlighting shared accomplishments while addressing the undeniable history of rivalry. Overall, a nuanced picture of coexistence unfolds, preparing both populations for a potential future where collaboration might triumph over conflict. In the workplace, new dynamics would emerge as industries adapt to the strengths and values of both species. Neanderthals might excel in physically demanding roles thanks to their robust physiques, while Homo sapiens could take the lead in creative and strategic positions, driving innovation and fostering greater teamwork. Companies would enforce inclusive policies aimed at bridging gaps between the two groups, opening dialogues that address biases while embracing their distinct advantages. Team-building exercises may take on unique forms, blending physical challenges that leverage Neanderthal strength with brainstorming sessions that allow Homo sapiens to innovate solutions. This evolving environment would encourage a new model of productivity, where mutual respect and collaboration could lead to unprecedented advancements, benefiting society as a whole. As both species navigate their coexistence, they would expand their horizons, learning to appreciate differing perspectives, ultimately redefining the very essence of community and cooperation. However, the journey toward a harmonious existence would not be straightforward. Challenges would constantly test the fragile balance between the two populations. Prejudice might rear its head in subtle ways, perhaps reflected in media portrayals or political rhetoric, challenging the progress made in societal integration. Moreover, as Neanderthals advocated for their rights and recognition, resistance could arise from those unwilling to embrace such change, highlighting the innate struggles that often accompany social evolution. Community forums would play a critical role in fostering understanding, where debates and discussions could allow individuals from both species to share their experiences and perspectives, slowly eroding deep-seated biases through dialogue. Over time, joint cultural festivals could emerge as symbols of unity, blending Neanderthal traditions, their storytelling and folklore, with human celebrations of art and innovation, creating a space for all to thrive. As history unfolds, the ongoing negotiation of identity, rights, and belonging would define the evolving narrative of this dual society, leading it to a future filled with endless possibilities. As the complexities of everyday interactions unfold, politics would similarly reflect the intricate ties binding the two species. Representation in government would emerge as a critical issue, as both populations demand a voice in shaping their collective future. Political parties might form along cultural lines, with Neanderthal candidates advocating for policies addressing their unique concerns and promoting equality. The discourse would remain heated, with negotiations on key issues like resource allocation, education, and healthcare igniting spirited debates. This political landscape would not only engage citizens in reflection on their shared history but also push them to confront contemporary challenges, striving for solutions that respect both species' needs. In policymaking, collaboration could spark innovative frameworks designed to integrate differing perspectives, allowing for an enriching dialogue that supports a shared vision of progress. As the fabric of society weaves together, sports would witness a metamorphosis, introducing divisions that celebrate the unique physical prowess of each species. Neanderthal athletes may dominate powerlifting and sprinting events, showcasing their remarkable strength, while Homo sapiens could excel in endurance-focused competitions, leveraging their evolutionary advantages in long-distance running and strategy-based sports. Spectators would flock to games, cheering for their respective teams while fostering a sense of camaraderie that transcends species boundaries. Emerging from this competitive spirit, leagues could strive for inclusion, ensuring that mixed events emphasize collaboration rather than rivalry, illuminating the essence of teamwork formed across diverse backgrounds. This integration would extend to coaching, where insights from both species enhance athletic training, cultivating a culture of mutual growth and respect. While rivalries might still exist, the emphasis would lean toward highlighting shared victories, creating a new heritage that celebrates physical achievements as a testament to both Neanderthal and human endurance. As sports grow into a profound cross-cultural exchange, Hope lingers that competition may transform into unifying celebration, contributing to greater societal cohesion within this remarkable dual existence. The evolution of social norms would redefine family structures and relationships, fostering an environment that values diverse perspectives. Neanderthal customs around kinship might resonate with Homo sapiens, leading to a re-evaluation of bond formation and communal living. As these differing ideologies blend, collaborative households could emerge, allowing for shared childrearing responsibilities that draw from both species' wisdom. Rituals and traditions would evolve, incorporating elements that honor both ancestral legacies, ultimately creating a tapestry of interconnected lives that fosters growth, understanding, and longevity in the shared world. In this reimagined society, the resilience of both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens shines through. Bridging the divides of history, they build a future where collaboration triumphs and understanding flourishes. This intricate dance of coexistence not only redefines what it means to be human but also celebrates the unique contributions of all. If you want to keep exploring the what-ifs and see how our world could be different, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Timeline Shift, and get ready for our next adventure.